looking at some really spicy blues licks, courtesy of Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. Spicy as in they're gonna make your improv go to the next level. You can use them anywhere, and I'm playing some stuff from Gimme All Your Lovin'. I still use this in blues progressions even now. So you can start throwing in your own variations of these licks and use them to make your playing sound a lot cooler when you're doing live improv. We're going to kick this off with a versatile blues lick that you can play almost anywhere, any key, anytime. It never gets old. It always brings a smile to my face. And you can play this in the second position of any pentatonic scale, no matter what key you're in. This is in the key of C, so we're in the 8th fret. That shape of the pentatonic scale. And you're going to start by barring your first finger on the E and B string here. We're going to play something like this. And let that bend ring out. So whether you're playing in C, or G, or A, you can use it anywhere. It's going to sound great, and it's a fantastic intro into your guitar solos. You can start your guitar solo like that. It really gets the crowd going. You can even do a variation of it. Instead of bending, you can slide up to the next pentatonic position, like this. And it gives you some versatility with a bend here on the 13th fret E string. So you have more options when you do this. And go ahead and lay into that bend. That's what makes this a fun one to kick off any solo with. Next one we're going to look at is a little bit trickier, but I love this whole lick. You can hear it in Gimme All Your Lovin' when he's doing the solo. Now, after that, he plays something like this. That is so cool. And we're doing a chord, and then we're going into a bend. Now, it's not exact, so don't hold me to like tabs on this, but just the sound of it. It's great for your blues playing. The first place we'll go is we'll borrow the 5th fret of the D through the E strings. Kind of like we're playing a chord. And we're going to hammer on to the 7th fret D string. And we're also going to use that middle finger on the 6th fret B string. It's going to sound something like this. Make it easy at first. Doesn't that sound nice? That'd be our next step. You'll remove the middle finger and just play the B and G string. That's when we move up into the bend. This one requires a little bit of feeling. So we're going back up to that C pentatonic shape again, the same one that we did earlier. You're going to bend up that 11th fret, that B string. We're using 3 strings here, B, E, and G. You're bending the B string, picking the E string twice, and we're bending that G string right here, that 10th fret, and going back to the E string, and playing that 11th fret B string. Isn't that zesty? Now, how would we use that in a solo? It's kind of funky, right? Well, now you know that you can bend these notes working around this E string. So you can use this E string as an anchor point, and you know you can bend the B and the G strings in any solo. It doesn't have to be the same pattern, it doesn't have to be the same lick, but it can be the same notes bent. So we could invert that and say, isn't that nifty? You could even play this 10th fret B string and make it sound even more interesting. You can bend that up. And it becomes useful in any position once again, but it's an easy way to spice up your bends in any guitar solo. And then the last lick we're looking at, this one is also pretty challenging when you do it first, but it's a ton of fun. So we'll be looking at these bends here. It's key to get the pitch of these bends right. We're going to start off using that third position of the pentatonic scale for the key of C. So we have the second position here. The third position is right here. And we're using the G string through the E strings. So we'll slide in. Bend that 11th fret nice and silky smooth up. And then we're going to switch to the major scale. It sounds interesting combining the major and minor scales when you're doing soloing. It gives a little bit more variety to your playing, makes you a more dynamic player. So the major scale is 2 frets up in this case from this position, so minor. And then we're going from 12 to 14 here. Focus more on bending the minor scale. So we'll get into the meat and potatoes of this entire lick. Because I played it the easy way first, just to show you what's going on. We're going to play a few more notes. Do it slowly with me right here. So a couple more notes. And then we go into bending down here on the second position of that C pentatonic. So let's play it all together. That's going to bring us to the next part, which is even spicier. We're going to put a few bends together. It's going to sound awesome. We're going to focus most of our time on these bends. he goes back into the song. So there's 3 great licks for you to apply to your playing. And then lastly, what can we take away from that last lick? How can you use that when you're playing? Because it sounds like it's something very specific to just give me all your lovin'. Well, you know that you could switch between these major and minor bendings. Gives you confidence to know that if this lick works, and this one, then you know you can combine the 2 with bends. And lastly, when we get into these bends, it tells you that you could bend 4 possible notes in these 2 positions of the C pentatonic. So it gives you a lot of versatility. I love bending these notes routinely and soloing. It adds a whole new dimension to your playing. You can throw in any of these licks in any key as long as you're in these 2 positions of the pentatonic scale. The second one and the third one. So let me know below in the comments, did these licks spice up your blues playing? Did it make guitar more fun for you? Add some variety to your soloing? If it did, give the video a like and let your fellow guitarists know. I'll see you in a future episode.